Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, December 7th, 2012. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's take a look at the futures this morning. We are looking at futures trading a little bit lower by about 4 points at the moment to around 14.09 per contract. Yes, the futures are down and the dollar is higher. So the U.S. dollar index trading higher today by 26 cents to $80.51 per contract. That is the Z contract. So again, when the dollar rises, the market falls. That's kind of how it works. Dollar has now been moving up steadily for the past couple of days. So we'll see if there's any more upside in the dollar here. But right now, the dollar is holding firm. Now, what you want to know about today is that there is the big job report by the U.S. Labor Department, non-farm payroll report, I should say, that will be released at 8:30 a.m. That is still about 10 minutes away from now, so we could see a big reaction in the market one way or the other. Here is the futures now. You can see them ticking up a little bit, but either way, that market report will probably cause some gyration up or down in the overall indexes. So you can watch the S&P 500. There will be a reaction to that news one way or the other. So we'll see how it plays out. How it goes, I'm not really sure. Again, we never know what the number is. We never know what the market's reaction to the number is going to be. So in any case, that is coming out in about 9 more minutes. And we'll sit around, we'll wait, and we'll see how that plays out when it happens. Other things in the news today, real quick. It looks like there's some economic data out of Germany. It looks like German economic data is starting to decline. I think it was industrial production fell 2.6% in the month of October. Also, the German Bundesbank, that is their central bank, lowered its 2013 growth forecast. So again, we're going to have to watch how this plays out. In Europe right now, you do have the German DAX only down about 0.4%, but you do have Italy down 1.4%, and Spain is down 1%. The CAC 40, which is France, down 0.3%. And the FTSE 100, which is England, London, they can print their own money, only down about 0.2%. So that's what we're looking at least at the moment, ahead of today's big job number. Again, once the job number comes out, things can change in a minute. So, let's just keep it in perspective here, that if the dollar falls, the market will get a bid, and vice versa. Now, can the dollar go up and the market go up? That is possible. A lot of times when you get a good job number, the market goes into what we call a euphoric state. The dollar will strengthen off the better economic news, and guess what will happen? They'll both go up together. That's a rare event. It will not last long, but it can last for a day, a couple days, I suppose, but not really much more than that. So we'll see how that plays out. Looking at gold this morning, you have gold this morning trading lower by $3 to $1,698 an ounce. If you take a look at the GLD this morning, you'll see that the GLD closed yesterday at $164.50. Today it's trading at $164.55. Again, COMEX gold on the floor will close at 130, but meanwhile the GLD will trade electronically all the way till 4 o'clock. So again, really a flat open for the GLD, or at least flat at this moment. Now let's get to crude. Light sweet crude is down 21 cents to $86.06 a barrel. Let's take a look at the USO, which is a proxy for light sweet crude here in the States. That is trading at $31.48. It closed at $31.66 yesterday. So you can see that is down a little bit. Crude is in a weak technical position at this moment. Again, if you get a stronger dollar, I suspect that oil can go lower unless there is some geopolitical event taking place in the Middle East. Right now, things have calmed down just a touch, but you never know when something is going to erupt. In Japan today, Japan had an earthquake. I believe it was a 7.3 magnitude earthquake, but I don't think the damage was very much, and that's a good thing for the Japanese people. There are tsunami warnings issued, but so far we haven't heard of anything happening. So Japan hit by a 7.3 magnitude earthquake, but either way, didn't cause a lot of damage, and then that's good for the Japanese people. So we'll see if there's any aftershocks or anything else comes of that. You have to keep that on the radar. But right now, going forward, it doesn't look like there's all that much until the job numbers released. Now, here's for some stocks moving this morning. Amarin is the big one. This stock is getting hit pretty hard. You can see it really flushed yesterday after the close. Trading down right now to around $9.70. Closed yesterday just under $12. The only level that I'm seeing for this stock at the moment that looks attractive to me, well, it has some support around 980, but you're below that level now. So you're going to have to look at $8.50, $7, and then ultimately $6. So those are all your levels for Amarin at the moment. $8.50, $7, and then $6. Again, the drug, the company, I believe, is having some problems with the drug. You could check out the news, but those are the levels where you could look for a scalp. This is a pretty strong gap down, so I would not rule it out that the stock gets down to 850. Okay, there are some other movers out there. I think Smith and Wesson. This stock has just been a rocket ship of a ride since the election, but it is pulling back off the high. Smith & Wesson is a little bit overbought already. The level I'm looking at here is around $12.16. If it does get there, I think you could probably get a quick scalp off of that one. I don't know how much you'd get. It's a really low price stock anyway. But that is the big resistance level. I'm not sure it will even get up there. I don't suspect it will. But if it does, and you never know, these things can get there sometimes. Smith & Wesson at $12.16 will have very good resistance. It is overbought already, but that's the only or the next level that I see of importance that can be for a scalp trade. So you have to leave it there. And all the levels mentioned are only for scalps. They're not for swings, just so that everybody is aware of that. Let's take a look here. It looks like Jefferies is offering an accelerated dividend before the end of the year. So Jefferies is offering an accelerated dividend. I believe D.R. Horton, home builder, is also doing the same, offering an accelerated dividend. I don't want to make too much out of these accelerated dividends. They're not the same as special dividends, where you're handed over some decent cash, but these are accelerated dividends. They're just trying to pump out the dividend before the tax hikes come into play. So you're seeing more and more of this. I don't think this is really a positive for the overall stock market when you think about next year into 2013. But in any case, it is what it is at the moment, and we'll see how it plays out. Now, real quick, I just want to talk about last night in Asia. All of the Asian markets were slightly lower for the most part, but the one bright point was the Shanghai index. That was up 1.61%. Singapore was also up 0.9%, so good move there. But the Shanghai was up 1.61% last night. This thing continues to be on the move. Pretty good little pop for the Shanghai. And now that has risen by about 4.5% in just, I believe, 3 days. So, again, you can see it here. Let's go to a daily chart here. You can see the pop that the Shanghai has had. That's been a very, very good move. Look at this thing. So basically in 4 days, this thing has went from 1950 to 2061. Very, very good move. So that tells us that the Chinese ADRs could be strong today. So traders should keep that on the watch list if the U.S. markets are strong. U.S. markets are strong. Watch the Chinese ADRs. So stocks like Baidu could be in play. Let's take a look at them this morning. But a lot of these names could be in play. This stock's doing nothing today. But if the U.S. markets are strong, you could watch some of these Chinese ADRs. China Mobile could be another one. Not doing anything right now. But if the overall markets are strong, then U.S. markets are strong. Chinese ADRs could be in play. So we'll keep an eye on that. We still have about another minute and a half to go before the U.S. job report. So we're going to flip back to the futures, and we'll see how that plays out in real time. Right now, the futures are a little bit lower. The dollar is also pulling back a little bit. So, again, that is giving the futures this little bounce. A lot of times when the dollar moves lower, the market will catch a little bit of a bid. Right now, you have a lot of institutional traders jockeying for position. So we'll see how it goes. Most people are favoring upside after this job number. Just looking at the charts, the way they behaved. so the markets really haven't fallen much. So people are looking for a positive reaction to stocks before the job number. We'll see how it plays out. I have no idea. I'm not in the prediction business. I'm in the chart reading business, and that's all that matters to me. But job number will be out in just a moment here, and we'll see exactly how the market shakes out. Again, you can just see the market just stalling right here, and we'll see in just a minute or less when this number is released. There's a big spike. So market's starting to spike higher. And again, 146,000, the number is better than expected. That should be positive for the dollar, though. That should also be positive for the dollar. And like I said earlier, the dollar and the market could both trade higher on that news. But 146,000, I mean, I don't know if it should be that big of a deal, but I guess it is a little bit better than expected. They may have been expecting 120, so a little bit better than expected. Should be positive for the dollar as well. But the S&P is catching a big bid. That's a big 7-point move already in the futures. And again, most institutional traders were looking, from my vantage point, the way the charts were, saying that we would get a positive reaction off this job number. I didn't know what the number would be, but nonetheless, markets are reacting positive, and we'll see where it goes from there. Again, this is also positive for the dollar, so I guess the both of them can hold up today, but we'll see how it plays out once the opening bell rings in another hour. All right, everybody, with that said, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great trading day, and we'll do it again on Monday. Take care, everyone. God bless.